Hey writers, this is Lee Jessup, career coach for emerging and professional screenwriters, as well as business of screenwriting professor with the David Lynch grad program for cinematic studies. For today's video, I wanted to dig into this idea of unsolicited submissions, right? We hear a lot about agencies, studios, sometimes management companies, production companies. Are they taking unsolicited submission, and what exactly is an unsolicited submission? So let's break it down. An unsolicited submission is a submission that wasn't requested. It is a piece of material that was not requested by the recipient, be they a producer, an executive, an agent, or a manager. Now, a query letter, by definition, is not unsolicited material. It is an offer to send material that wasn't previously solicited, right? It is simply sharing the information. Now, should somebody read the log line in your query letter and request the material, that material is no longer unsolicited. It is now solicited because it was solicited after the query letter was sent. Traditionally in the industry, when an agent or a manager send materials into producers, executives, studios, they will usually call ahead. They will usually email in advance and say, hey, I have the script you have to read. And then the person receiving the material will say, great, would love to read it, or no, it's not for us, or, we have something quite similar that we are in development on, so don't send it. Really, the risk with unsolicited material is exposure, right? Nobody wants to look at material that has any similarities to something they're already developing. And that is why, if nobody knows you from Adam, there is that hard and fast rule: don't send unsolicited material until somebody requests it. Now, that leads into never attach anything into a query email or an initial email offering up material. Even if you've been introduced to somebody through a friend, through a referral, and they said, John meet Beth, Beth meet John, John's a writer that I'm a big fan of. Unless Beth chimes in, whether she's an agent, a manager, a producer, and says, John, I'd love to read your script, send it over. It's your job to send over the log line and the information for the material and have Beth then request it. It becomes something that she is now soliciting. Anytime that you send in material as an attachment that has not been requested, especially if it's a cold email or a cold query, expect it to be deleted immediately. You may receive a letter. If it's a bigger company, a studio, an agency, they may send you a letter and an email saying we cannot accept any unsolicited material, therefore your material was deleted. But in general, know that you should never ever attach anything from a script onto a pitch deck, a Bible, anything like that, to an email, because that creates exposure for the receiving party, that may put them and their project in some sort of a compromised position. So because of that, because of the unsolicited material perspective, never, ever, ever attach anything to an email until the person requests it. You can ultimately, if you are introduced through a referral, you can always ask the question, may I send you my script? I would love for you to read it. Try to include a log line, as those are incredibly helpful. If you've been introduced through a referral and the referral source was requested your script, they will send it in. But again, that request is incredibly important in preserving and limiting exposure to the receiving party. So I hope this helped explain it, demystify it a little bit. Like I said earlier, a query letter is not unsolicited submission. It is offering a submission for something that wasn't previously solicited, but it on its own is not an unsolicited submission. So hopefully you found this helpful. As always, subscribe for more, and more will be coming soon, as we know. Bye.